Welcome everybody, welcome to the term of illumination, where we talk about the science involved with the flat earth, all the physics, how it actually works, not what they tell you and you just believe, or globe the average indoctrinated person believes. Most flat earthers are quite awake now and are quite aware of how everything works, well they should do if they've been watching my channel. So I'm probably the only guy who describes like how everything works. Okay, because I've taken it all from ancient philosophy, myths and legends, all written there. It can't be debunked. It's just has never been understood before. Your average scientist out there, or physicist, PhD, whatever, know nothing. It's just their interpretations. It's all misinterpreted. So today we've got a treat. A couple of my subscribers have gone to the trouble to make the model that I've been showing, so they fully understand it. A couple of Kiwi brothers down here in Levin, it's their names there, Tiu Kura Gray, if I pronounced that right, I hope I have, and Aria Gray, a couple of brothers, New Zealand. They've gone to the trouble of making this model of how our sky moves. The northern hemisphere projects an image to the southern hemisphere. Centralized fixed northern hemisphere on our flat earth. There's the moving southern field. It's forever revolving around the central northern field. It's all mirrored from there all the way out. This is why we get this image out here. One out there or one out there. Depends on where you're standing, where you are on the earth. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you get a bigger picture of the southern hemisphere. If you're in the north, you get more of the north. So this is forever moving. But every man is on a meridian from centre north to the centre south. He always gets his rotation, his image, a circular rotation in star trail photography. But if he's not using any photography, he would just see these stars drifting west. So imagine if you're in the southern hemisphere, you'll see these southern stars drifting west, and they do. They drift all the way around the earth and come back to the exact same place every night. You can't say at the same time because it's the sun that keeps the time, and the sun is 4 minutes quicker than the stars. But if you got rid of the sun, these stars turn up exact same place every night, forever and ever, for infinity. And there's a lot of stupid people out there think we're flying through La La Land, yet they just stay there stationary, back to the same place. Not stationary, back to the same place. No, you've got to realise the sun is in the centre of the earth above the tropic. It goes around the black hole. It's just the moving electrical. It's the moving sun that creates the changing magnetic field between the tropics here. And a changing magnetic field creates the movement of the sun back in here. It's all in engineering, physics, electrical engineering. And it's this tropical gap that runs all the way around here that creates the electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic force is there. And this is why we supposedly get the sun created in the tropics. But it's all metaphysical. Every man on his arc of horizon will get his own image of everything in his, could be 200 mile perspective, dome over him, 180 degree arc of horizon. Earth has one, so does man have one as an individual. This is why it's written, the sun is in many places but only seen in one, your arc of horizon. All those suns you see, they're all images, they're focal points, energy focal points. Big story, long story. That's why I have to make a lot of videos to explain it all. But let's get into the model here, guys. So we've got the white sheet here representing the flat earth pancake inside it. And what do? We rotate the centre, because it's the north always turning, projecting the image out. Look what's happening. See how the southern sky's moving. There's one full rotation over 24 hours. Look, they're marrying up. Everything's marrying up. The constellations, all the constellations are in here, and they're on both sides of the tropics. But we don't see all this. We just see whatever's in our arc of horizon. We don't see both sides, because this isn't to scale. There's a couple of things that need to be done in a later model, maybe one day. Is the southern field is a lot bigger. It's a 2 to 3 ratio, so they're a lot bigger. So you can imagine these bigger. They're all overlapping, just like a daisy flower. Okay. So getting the alignment's tricky because this is way bigger. So you've got a bigger cog and a little cog in the centre here, and there's an alignment. This is why your scientists and all that, where your spinning ballers don't want to admit there's an alignment, or they don't see it because of the bigger picture out south as opposed to the smaller, the slither in the north. So you get a little slither of this northern image out in this widely projected image, trying to find the alignment. They don't know when to look, where to look. Anyway, so these boys have put the night time here and the day side. So there's the sun, say, in the centre of the black hole, in the centre of the Arctic centre, projecting its light across this way, daylight side, projects across the black hole. That's your daylight side. Behind it is the night time. So I've gone and stuck all these on to represent the Milky Way. So you turn it, and look what happens. See, it's alignment. Comes around to his alignment. Comes around to his alignment. That's called man's hour. This is the divine story in all religion. That's the crossing. Well, that's one story of the crossing. There's the dying on the cross. It's a some dilemma. But this is the crossing here. This is the divine hour. There's the passage. It's where Jesus crosses the Jordan River or whatever, crosses the Nile. It's when the two Milky Ways, there's a Milky Way in each hemisphere, because everything's mirrored. It's a dual entity, it's a dual world we live in. So you've got the back of the sun in here in the Milky Way, you've got the back of the sun in that Milky Way. So it's this alignment is man's hour. You want to understand more of man's hour, you listen or read The Desire of Ages. Everything is in there. So the early parts up till about 13 is all about Jesus, which is the awoken person that has gone through his hour, which is the Passover, his enlightenment. The whole story is about this enlightened person. It could be anyone. But Jesus is the most divine story because he's the ultimate. He's at the end times. He's to do with John. And John is the last, the prophets or whatever, at the end of the Bible, before Revelations. Right next to Revelations. And what's Revelations? Well, John and Revelations happened at the same time, basically. And it did happen back in 2017. A lot of people in the Northern Hemisphere heard the roaring, the trumpets, blasting through the atmosphere. They had no idea what it was. All described in Revelations. Check out my earlier video about some other things referring to Revelations. So here we have it, guys. Turn the wheel in the middle and all the outer southern wheels revolve all the way around. They don't stay there. These stars revolve around, do a cardioid shape. On the opposite side they'll loop and come back around to your side. So if he's here, it'll go around loop here. If someone's there, it'll go around loop opposite him and then come back. Because it's the S-curve in the centre of the north. You want to check out my earlier videos to understand all the S-curve in the central Arctic vortex. So the daytimes are marrying up, see? Comes around daytime, daytime. Milky Way's back here lining up. You got your daytime over here, you got the Milky Ways lining up over there. Man's Passover, his alignment. So, and the Iliad, Earlier it's all about the tropical gap between the two fields. That's the, we've gone over that before, the EMF and all that, I think I have. So look at it, gone to the trouble of making this model, done a beautiful job. Little ice block sticks for cogs. And he's created spaces in here with matchsticks. So on man's arc of horizon, what's actually happening, you'll see the stars come over his arc of horizon and they go west, but they're actually going southwesterly to loop it back around as a cardinoid and come back out around this way. That's what happens in the southern hemisphere. That's in man's arc of horizon. We all have our own individual arcs of horizon, but on a whole earthly scale, those stars are actually drifting all the way around here to do a cardioid. Did explain that? So you've got an overall image, and then you have your individual image. Like a magnet, you can break it down. That's how it goes. You've got the silly ball model here, ball nonsense. They don't tell you there's two sun analemmas, do they? No, they just tell you there's one in here that goes like this. They tell you that's 9 degrees. There's the equator. 9 degrees. What's Tesla say about 3, 6, 9? Well, there's the 9 there, 9 degrees. And what happens? It happened on the 6th of September. Check out my earlier video just before this one. I'll post 2 today online. I read a letter from these guys. This is worthy of a Nobel Prize, all this information. If I was in their club, Freemason club, I would get a Nobel Prize if I wrote into the science journals. But they wouldn't post this because they want you all to believe you live on a spinning ball flying through La La Land. So I'll never get one. Maybe one day when I'm dead and gone, my extended family might receive an award or something. But this is from Tiakura Gray. Hey Lindsay, my name is Tiakura Gray. I'm 37. My brother and I have watched a lot, if not all, of your videos. Some we have watched twice over in case we missed something the first time. Anyways, your videos had inspired me to make this zodiac model. I do realise it should be a spiral centred on Earth going outwardly and up to the equator, and that the southern wheels should be proportionally larger than the northern wheels by a 2:3 ratio. The constellations, I use 3D paint on my laptop to rotate the constellations for the south wheel to match the northern wheel. I then printed and glued it to cardboard. For the north wheel, I used popsicle sticks for the teeth, and for the south wheel I used cut matches to make gap openings for the northern wheel teeth to catch and turn the southern wheels. So it's pretty cool what they've done, eh? See what people can do with their minds? If you put your mind to it. You do it with your hands actually, if you put your mind to it. So if I had a bit of money I could create the whole model. But we have to do a bit of fundraising for that. There's like at least $30,000 to have an acrylic sphere made, which has the central turning hemisphere, northern hemisphere. What else we got here? Also, it can only be moved by rotating the middle wheel, and sometimes it might not move at all. It helps if the middle is pushed all the way down. I just used what I had within my home. Another thing is, what you see looking down on the model is how you would be looking at it in the sky above you, like reading a map. You're welcome to add, manipulate anything you like to the model. My suggestion would be to pin them to a corkboard, that way you can place on off easier. I've just used blue tack, nothing beats blue tack. Some insights that me and my brother shared when playing around with the model. We noticed that the lines when turned, it forms many shapes. Another is if you look at one constellation and then look on the other wheels of the same constellation, it makes the cardioid pattern. I can't get my head around that one. I know it does a cardioid, but I can't see it in its patterns. But so if you're looking at that one there, and then it flies over there. Oh look. Yeah, so it marries. Is that marrying there? No. You see, they don't marry up. So when you see it in this nighttime sky, they warp away. This is all described in their letter. It's really funny. And you miss them. The arrow will veer off. See, if the arrow hits the shield bang on, you get a kill. Basically, in this alignment here, like when the two Milky Ways meet. But if it slightly veers off, the arrow skims off. It's described in the Iliad. Really funny. You see they're not lining up here, they don't marry up. No, it only marries up in here. And then you've got to realise these ones here should be a lot bigger, which makes it even worse. This is why your common dude can't find any alignments. Because one, they're a lot bigger out here in the south, as opposed to the tight one back in the north. It's all there. Well, that's pretty awesome, isn't it? Milky Way alignments, the most divine. This is mind-blowing information. This will be known to generations for hundreds, thousands of years now. They obviously knew it thousands of years ago. It's all written. That's why I understood it all. And this is what happens. This is what's happening. But it's all kept from you. You're all imprisoned. You're slaved by those mongrels at the top. Those very same evil people that created 9/11. Who are creating what's going on in Ukraine. All the laundering of the money. Corruption. It's evil. That's why Earth is considered as hell. Because it's run by evil people, and we're stupid. We're the stupid slaves letting it all happen. You've got to get out there. Like Dr. Shiva says, rise up from the ground up. They're not going to come down from the top and help you. No one's going to help you from the top. They're all in the same club. But when you stop and think of Congress, all this chip-chatted, like guy Gowdy, remember him? Oh yeah, good talker. Oh yeah, he's gonna create some movement here, but nothing ever gets done. Nothing happens. It's just all talk. Trump says he's going to do this, gets in there for 4 years. What did he do? Nothing. Did he bring Clinton to trial? No. It's all lies. You have to wake up, people. Wake up to the truth and stand up. Stop being flippant, spineless, gutless wonders. That's all I can say. Anyway, thumbs up to these two guys. Look them up. They do some pretty good Maori art if you can find them. Track them down. Live in New Zealand. I haven't got their website. And understand how all this works. The central fixed northern hemisphere. The overall model, if you look down on it, if you haven't seen my earlier videos, that's the northern hemisphere. Look how small it is compared to the southern hemisphere. That energy is equal to all of this energy. But in a magnet, because it's like a ring magnet, it has cycles, just like the sun's dilemma, all the way around. So it gets a portion of this energy and this big wider portion of this weaker energy here. So there's a 2 to 3 energy difference. Electrical potential, you could say, or magnetic potential difference. All described in physics, electrical engineering. But if you haven't seen my videos before, go back and check some out. You'll be amazed. Okay? Don't forget, thumbs up, likes up, and get it out there. Share it, because I'm just restricted. They won't even let other people interact with me, share knowledge. People will give me a link and I can't get to the link. I can't get to that place. It takes you everywhere else but that one link, that one site. Thanks guys.